Hey golfers, Dean with golfallyear.com, and it's been a while since I have posted a video. It's been a long year teaching, and I finally got some summer break to get back at doing a few more videos. I've also changed from the Optishot, and I'll have a video on the changes that I've made, and I'm going to be using this summer. So be on the lookout for those videos. And so I wanted to get back into doing some videos. This first one is about the Optishot and the new golf simulator that Optishot is putting out. The new simulator, I guess, is going to be called the Optishot Orbit, and it's going to run around $900. And so I wanted to kind of give you my opinion on this. I emailed the company and asked some questions on this simulator and what it's going to be and what it's going to do. And so I'd really like to kind of share that with you and give you some insight on what I feel in terms of the Optishot compared to other simulators and things like that. So let's get right into it. All right, so now let's talk about the difference between the Optishot 2 and the Orbit. Let's start with price. The Optishot 2 is going to run you around $400. The new Orbit is going to run you around $900. So $500 difference, and let's see what that $500 is going to get you. Okay, so the main difference here is that the Optishot Orbit is going to be able to track the ball and not just the club. The Optishot 2 just tracks the club. The Orbit is going to be able to track the club and the ball. So you're going to get more data. You're going to be able to get ball speed. You're going to be able to get launch angle. You're going to be able to get your smash factor. You're going to be able to get spin, which I believe will be calculated. And you're going to also be able to get face to path. So there's a lot more data that you're going to be able to get since it's said to be able to track the ball. And what they have is you will get basically 16 more sensors, infrared sensors, in the Orbit than you do in the Optishot. The Optishot uses infrared sensors that basically emits a light signal that captures the position of the club and the ball. That's what the infrared. I don't know many other simulators that use infrared. A lot of them now use radar and use other things, cameras, but the Optishot uses these infrared sensors. And so you're getting 16 more sensors. You're also getting 5 more courses, and you are going to be able to play with 4 more players. And so with that, you get the thicker turf and you get a better protection, but you also can play online just like you could with the Optishot 2. So those are the main differences. Now, the big thing that you're going to have to adjust to, since it's now tracking the ball, since the Orbit would now track the ball, is you're going to have to use real golf balls. You can't use the foam balls, and you won't be able to just swing and hit with the Optishot. And so that was a lot, a big attraction for many. I know that purchased the Optishot is you could use foam balls, and you could also not use a ball at all. And so with the Orbit, it's now becoming more of a real simulator in terms of you have to use a real ball and have to hit real balls. So maybe your house might not be built that way, or your garage, like I use mine in the garage. I used to use mine in the garage, etc. So you need to think about that. So it must use real balls. Well, now with those differences, is it worth the $500? And so let me kind of get into some of the things that I think and feel about this new Orbit simulator. All right, so here's the big thing that I am really skeptical about with this new Orbit simulator, and it's still using the infrared sensors. I know it has a $6,000. Optishot has a $6,000 ball flight simulator that uses cameras. to track it. And so that's more of the top end golf simulators use that. A lot of the other golf simulators like the Garmin are using radar, and I think the SkyTrack uses cameras also. And so this idea of using infrared sensors, I don't know many simulators that do. And when I emailed and tried to get some specifics about this, you're getting more sensors is what it was said. I said, how is this different than, how is it able to track the ball if you're just using more sensors? And he said, you just have more infrared sensors. And it just doesn't make sense that they couldn't track the ball with 32 sensors, but now with 48, they're able to track the ball. So I'm a little skeptical about that. I also asked the question, are you still going to have to put in your clubs, put in what club you're hitting each time you hit a club? Most of the simulators that are out there that are really good simulators, like the R10 and the SkyTrack and the Mevo and things like that, you don't have to put in your club that you're hitting because the data will show that. And so you don't need to put the club in. But when I asked that question, he said, yes, the answer was that you're going to probably be still required to put in your clubs. And that kind of makes me wonder how it's still tracking the ball if I have to put in my club. The other piece of this is I asked, if you're going to still have to calibrate your clubs. With the Optishot, you have to calibrate to kind of get the feel and get the correct alignment, I guess. And so calibration was a big deal, and I've done a bunch of videos on that. I know there's a bunch of videos out there about it. And he said they don't know yet if they're still figuring out if you're going to have to calibrate. So I just am very skeptical with this product being thrown out there. It still hasn't come out yet, but with the idea that it's still going to use infrared sensors. The sensors are, you're getting 16 more sensors, and now it's going to be able to track the ball accurately. And the graphics are still going to be the same that you get. So they're not using any third-party systems out there. And so the graphics aren't as good as some of the other systems that you're going to get. So I'm just worried that for the price, $500, is it really worth it to spend that $500 for, that more accuracy? Or should I take and if you can get the Garmin, have enough room for the Garmin, obviously the Garmin takes a lot more room, or the SkyTrack or something like that, is that maybe a better deal than going with Optishot? Optishot put out that ball flight simulator a while ago, and I don't know anybody that purchased it. So I don't know if this is another one of those type of deals where it's overpriced for not getting what you asked for. Because obviously you can get for $900, you throw in a little bit more, you can get some other simulators that I think are going to be more accurate. But we'll see. The video that they have in their promotion showed absolutely nothing. So I don't know. He said that they will have some videos later. This was at the beginning of June that I reached out. So it's still in the works. Let me know what you think. If you know more about infrared sensors and if it's going to be able to track the ball, love to hear from you. Put your comments down below. I'm a little skeptical. I've moved on from the Optishot. I didn't like that it only tracked the club. This, with the ball, being able to track the ball, if it really can and accurately do it, it's probably a pretty good deal. But I don't know if it's going to be able to do that. I don't want to have to put in my clubs either every time I hit a different club. Just if I'm going to spend that money, I want to be able to just hit and not have to worry about it. But that's me. Let me know what you think. If you've got more information on the Orbit. I've kind of asked a little bit, a few of the questions that I had. Maybe have some other questions, and we'll see. We'll see when this comes out and see how it goes. So that's my theory. Look for more videos on the change that I made. I sold my Optishot, moving on to new stuff. I'll put out a video and let you know what I've been doing. and why I think it is going to help me and my golf game. So keep on getting better at golf. Keep getting out there. Summer's here, so I'm ready to hit the course and get out golfing.